right, now this is my second video of, I don't know, maybe about 3 videos for me to get the whole thing done. In the first video, we covered this here where we display the waveform and it plays the waveform and the cursor moves along in the position for the waveform. Okay, this is what we did in the first video, and what I want to start off with in this video is to have the waveform display all on top of the line instead of passing through the line. So to do that, let's take a look at the script again that we were using. Here's the script, and let me just look at it in outline form. All right, we had these helpers, song data. Now in the start, we took the audio file, then we read the samples from the audio file into our sample float array, and we made a bunch of points that are a subset to samples. And the points are what we're drawing that yellow line with. The values for the point, they're coming from the samples right here. And the values, they come out negative and positive. So I want to try to keep the values all above the line. So let's just try to do this here for the values and make sure we just get them all as positive values so that they stay above the line. And let's see if that changes the line to stay above the 0 line. Let me see. I press play here. And okay, so now I have my line going above the white line. That's step 1. Step 2, the next thing I want to do is be able to zoom in and out for the wave. So here when I press play, note that we are kind of like at one zoom level here. But I wanted to use the mouse wheel to be able to zoom out and in, to be able to zoom out and in when I'm looking at the wave. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to read the mouse input in the update. So let's see, if I were going to take the camera view actually here, right, and I select the camera, and I wanted to zoom in and out the camera view, that's using the camera's size, the orthographic size value, and I'm changing it to look closer or farther away, right? So let's do that in code instead of on the screen manually. So here in the code in the update, I will just have to set my object camera. I have one of the child objects here, the camera, that I set right here. So now here in the update function, I could, let's see, I could set object.cam.orthographic size. There you go. And I could change the value by the input dot get mouse, no, get, what is the mouse axis? It's the scroll wheel I want. So let's see what else we got. Dot mouse, oh, there we go, scroll data, mouse scroll delta. So if I scroll up, it goes one way. If I scroll down, it goes another way. And for the scroll delta, I want the Y value. Okay. And then that may be pretty small, pretty big. I don't know. So I'm going to multiply it times my zoom variable that I let the user define right here, zoom. So right now zoom is a 1. Let's see how this works here. So in the update, if I scroll the mouse, the camera will scroll close and near or far. So now if I press play, let the script process, and then I'm going to press play. Okay, so if I scroll the wheel toward me, it gets closer, and if I scroll the wheel away, I could see more of the WAV file. All right, good. That's what I wanted. Now, I guess the next thing I want to do is be able to move my cursor back and forth in the song. All right, so also this song is short, so let me go back on the song and just put on the loop. All right, so now to control the fact that there's going to be more controls than just the mouse scroll. So let me just comment this, that this is the zoom. And this right here is setting the cursor position as the update, and this is the zoom. And then I want to also in the update do, I guess, read from the keyboard here a little bit. So if input.get key code dot, so what should I use to move back and forth in this song? I'm going to use the arrow keys. So if I say left arrow, I'll move one way. And what will I do if I press the left arrow? Think, oh my think. I think what I want to do is I want to set the time. You know, if I press the left arrow, I want the value to go backwards. So I'll say that audio source's time is going to equal audio, the current time, minus whatever my skip around amount is. Okay, so I just need a value for skip that the user could set. So for zoom, I have a value, but I also put a value here for the user to set for skipping forward and backward. And what should I put that to by default right now? Let's try 0.1. Okay, not too big because this is, I just hold down the key and it keeps going backwards. So that will be all time minus skip, and then if else if, because I'm not going to be able to do both at the same time, so it could be else if get key code dot right arrow equals true. Then I will go the other way, and the audio dot time will equal audio dot time plus skip to move forward faster. Let's see what happens with that. And I just press play. Remember, I have loop on for the song. Okay, good. Now I want to be able to control whether I could, oh, wait a minute. Let me check something out here. If I press back and it goes back beyond the time, what's going to happen? Let's see. If I hold reverse, that's good. But it doesn't let it go back beyond there, but you see this? I did get an error here. So the error, hello, let's go and see. It's coming because I went beyond the minimum time. So if I don't want errors to be, you know, popping off unnecessarily, I could protect this code. So let's mathf, let's clamp the values. So let's use Unity's mathf.clamp function. And if the audio time minus skip, okay, mathf clamp audio time minus skip, it's gonna clamp the value between 0 and odd time minus skip for going back. So it can't go back past the limit. Let's see what happens with that there for going back. I'll press play again and see if I could have it not make these errors. Good. Now I don't have the errors anymore. So let's do the same thing for forward. Mathf.clamp clamp the odd time plus skip is going to be between the lowest value is odd time plus skip and the highest value will be odd.clip.length. Can't go beyond that. Okay, so that'll keep things staying in position there. Now, next thing I want to do also here, this is to move the position around. Let's do something to play back the song, stop playing, to control playback and everything. So let's say that when we first load up this song here in the start, here we just started the song to play. I'm going to take that out. I'm not going to just play it when the song loads. Okay, there we go. I'm going to let it be that you have to press a button to start it playing. So if input.get key down, key code, what should be my play button? Should it be P for play? Dot, okay, let it be P for play. If you press the P key for play, I mean, you could always change that afterward. Then what I'll do is I'll toggle between pause and play. So if the audio is playing equals true, then I'll stop the song. So audio dot stop. No, not stop. Let's do pause so it doesn't lose its position. Else we will do audio dot play and I'll just play. Okay, so that could control my playback to start and stop the song. Let's see what happens there. So now let's go back here, press play, and first of all, I can move the position. Oh, it's not moving. It just moves one time and then it stops. That's a problem. Well, let's see if the play works. Let me press P. Okay, so play is working at least, but it won't move when the song's not playing. So let's do something here. We're gonna have to see if this is the movement controls here. If odd dot, I have to remember what the play value was. So bool playing equals odd dot is playing. Okay, so I start off by seeing if the song was playing. So if playing equals false, because it only seems to work to move the cursor when it's playing. So if playing equals false, then just for a moment, I'm going to set play on. Then I'm going to set the time, and then I'll set playback off. If playing equals false, or dot stop. Okay, and let's do that with the forward arrow too. If playing, oops, I gotta do the variable. Bool playing equals odd dot is playing. And if playing equals false, odd dot play. Just for a moment to run this command so it actually moves, and then if playing equals false, then odd dot stop. Just do whatever it was doing before. All right, so now let's see. I press here, I press play, and there we go. And I can move forward or backward. So now the question is like, ooh, it's moving so fast. And you know what? I didn't use time delta time. So, oh, look at this. What happened? It went to an invalid seek position in the forward motion, and I think I know why. I always have to remember that clip.length. I have to remember that off by one arrow. So I put that -1 there on the right arrow. Let me try this again. And oh, now it's not going all the way forward. It's only going like halfway forward. Why? I think I have to take into account the channels. The length of the clip in seconds times odd.clip.channels -1. Okay, let's press play again. Oop, oh man, I'm still hitting that. Oh, I got so many arrows. Okay. What I'll do here is I'll change this, the skip time and the maximum time. Instead of taking the audio length in seconds, I'll just take the actual song point time, because that's what I'm actually using to grab the current point to put the cursor at. So I'll use this, and maybe this will get rid of the error. Instead of using the audio, I'll use the song point, the last point's time. So if I press play now, here at the beginning, no error, and if I go to the end, no error. So now the other thing is, like, this moves kind of fast. It's not really, I don't have a lot of control over that. So I want to use time delta time. So where do I put that? It's going to, if clamp minus skip times time dot delta time. This is what we use when we're making a game, so that we don't have objects moving at different speeds on different computers. So maybe I could use it here too, with moving this cursor to keep it at a constant speed, no matter how fast or slow the computer is. So let's see what happens here. If I use time delta time, the magic, blah, 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 and right here, yeah. Now, first I imagine it's going to move a lot slower, but then I could play around with the skip value to get a better speed. Oh yeah, it's moving a lot slower. So, like I said, I could play around with the skip value, and maybe I could put it up to 1. Play. There. At least now I could control it a little bit better to move backward or forward. So if I set it to 1, that's better, and I use time delta time. So over here, I'll just have the default value for that one as a 1. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got a song. We got a song, which for us is a beat. Let's put this back to here. This beat's playing. It's displaying above the line. I could zoom in and out. Let me zoom out. I could press play. I could pause. I don't seem to be able to go backward enough, though. What am I going to do? Let's see what happens if I put this value higher. Maybe it just doesn't have enough value to go back enough when the song's playing going forward. All right, so it looks like I need 2 different values, one for forward and one for back. So for skip, I'm going to have the skip forward. That will still equal a 1. But then for skip back, I'll have another value. And for that, I'll just have it equal a 5. So here, now I got 2 variables, one for forward and one for back. So let's go back into the code where we are reading the keyboard. So here, this is the left arrow, which is going back. So skip back. Oh, let's spell it right. Let's spell it like the skip back. And skip back. And this is skip forward. And skip forward. Okay, little by little, everything works out in the end. Here we go. Play. All right, that's good. We got controls on a song that we could play. Now let's try playing one of our other songs. We see everything worked well when we had a stereo track. Let's try this mono track to make sure everything works well with that too. So this is a mono track, as you can see here. And let's press play on this one. See what we get. Move forward and back. Okay, and press play. Yep, seems like that WAV file looks good. And let me just try this other one, a real song. Press play. And P. All right, cool. So let's keep this video short. This video had the play controls that we could go fast forward or rewind. We could play, and we could also zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. So this is the second video, and let's do the next video. Let's say that we're going to start to do some of the beat analysis. Okay, we'll do some things in there for beat analysis. See you in the third video. Bye-bye.